Very, very happy to have Daniel with us this morning, or morning my time, evening time for some of us in the US. And Daniel is the founder of Peak Performance Co. And it's Singapore's premier peak performance coaching company for entrepreneurs and business leaders. And he's one of the trusted mentors behind many of our Singapore's top trainers, CEOs of public listed companies, and top speakers as well. And he's been coaching for over a decade, and he's got a team of amazing trainers that are helping over 600 clients achieve mastering their mind and their body so that they can have good mental and physical fitness. And Daniel goes around and he speaks as well. He speaks internationally. So we're very, very privileged today to have Daniel join us and share his very interesting goal charting workshop. So thank you so much, Daniel, for taking time from your busy schedule to join us today.
Good stuff. Yeah, thank you for the warm welcome, Sophie. Good to meet you guys. So it's my first time meeting you guys. Maybe you can type in the chat where you guys from, man. Quite happy to meet you guys. Yeah, where you guys from? And maybe what do you guys do? And I know most of you are coaches, right? You're doing this map coaching, right? Wow, great, Sophie.
Yes.
Oh, Wyoming, Nevada. Wow. Good stuff. Wow, this is amazing. Fantastic, fantastic. Wow, good stuff. Oregon. Great. Great. So yeah, like I'm from sunny Singapore, with same as Sophie. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to share my screen. And then yeah, I think Sophie did such a great job introducing myself. So basically today, right, I'm going to share with you guys what I teach many of my clients. Okay, we call it the 15x growth, okay, and goal charting method. Okay, this will help you guys to become the best version of yourself. And likewise, right, apply this to help your clients really not just stay stagnant or have like remain virtually the same, right? But you want to empower them to take massive leaps, become the best version of themselves. And the first part, right, is getting them to see the right things. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right in, and then as we go on, there'll be breaks, question time. Okay, I believe many of you guys have filled in some of the question there. I will have you guys ask me questions as well. Okay, so now, so very quickly, this is myself. Yeah, so I think Sophie did a great explanation. So I work with many the favorite people that I'm very passionate working with are coaches and entrepreneurs like Sophie herself. So I help them to to make more impact, make more income, to have really more work-life balance, energy, so that it's a comprehensive having true wealth in life, right? So yeah, they perform at the top of their arena while being fit. So now, let me start with very quickly tell you a quick story. So I believe one of you guys are from New Zealand, right? So in the year 1977, not sure whether you remember this, there's a flight 907 who's supposed to go to Antarctica. So it was flying, right? The pilot know where he wants to go and bring the passenger, right, for sightseeing. Okay, but actually there's supposed to be some updates to the route, to the coordinates. Okay, but unfortunately the pilot did not know the exact coordinates to go to avoid. So it ended up crashing into the mountain. As a result, unfortunately, 200 plus passengers and 20 crew, they all lost their life. So this tells us, right, a powerful metaphor between what is generically people know as goal setting and versus what I'm going to teach you guys, which is goal charting. So it's important to not just know where you want to go, but it's important to know what you want to avoid and know what pace, when to accelerate, when to cruise, when to descend, right? Would you board a plane who does not know when it's going to land? You wouldn't, right? Okay, so yeah, so this is the lesson. Okay, I'm gonna go pretty fast, okay, because I know we have limited time. So now, I did this with my clients last year, but now it's a very, very apt time because today we just step into the first week, right, of second quarter. So I was actually curious what goals you guys have set. okay? Because it's very important. And as you go into the second half of this year, or rather the second quarter, you want to look back. Okay, what have you done in quarter one? What have you done in 2023? Because we always say that experience is the best teacher. So, what goals did you do last year? Okay, so I hope you guys remember some of this. Okay, and so what went well, what didn't go well. Now, the number 4 is what I want to take a minute to talk about, is identifying patterns. And this is very important for you to do it in your own life and also for your loved ones, and more importantly for your clients. Because the thing about humans is we all have patterns. And if we operate at the same patterns, we will stay where we are. But if we can identify, we can short circuit the bad ones and we build the good ones. That's when our life, right, as a whole, we will level up, right? So if you guys understand, you can type 1 into the chat, right? Identifying patterns. Okay, so very quickly, okay, yeah, okay. So when it comes to goals, right, the worst thing you want to have is having no goals. Okay, so this might sound laughable, but it has a few truth to it. People who have no goals, right, basically you don't have any direction, right? And there's 2 groups of people. First one is they just don't know, so that's why they lack direction. The second group, however, is the group that we actually need to help. They are the people who maybe they lack hope, maybe they have been jaded in the past due to repeated failures, right? Maybe some of y'all know people like this, right? So we need to guide them towards setting the correct form. Without goals, right, you will realize that you work hard, but your ladder is on the wrong wall. Okay, that's why regret and midlife crisis come. People they spend years wasted, have below average career, little to no fulfillment at work, right? So now, okay, this part will be really apt. Think about New Year resolutions. What kind of New Year resolutions do you guys set for 2024? Okay, and maybe some of you guys might laugh about New Year resolution because so many people is basically infamous, right, for having failures and people dropping off when you have New Year resolution. So I'm going to teach you guys, right, a better way. Okay, but first let's review the old school form of goal setting, right? So, okay, I'll go a little bit faster. Okay, so now number 1 problem, okay, is the a little bit outdated advice. So it's pretty good, but it's what we call smart goals, right? How many of you hear of smart goals before? You should have, right? Yeah. Okay. But in this rapidly evolving world, now we have AI disrupting the world and all. Setting achievable and relevant goals, right? It's actually, okay, this might be controversial, but it's actually bad for you. Why? Because it can limit your creativity when you set very small achievable goals. Okay. And basically it holds you back from thinking big. Okay. And you will be actually operating from your past self, like, okay, I've done this last time, so this year let me set this goal, it'll be achievable. But actually, no, you want to set big goals, okay, that is way bigger, such that it pushes you forward. Okay, so that's outdated advice number 1. Outdated advice number 2 is, okay, write your goals and affirm yourself every day. The outdated advice number 3 is, okay, you don't need to plan out the details, just work hard, just do. Okay, in the past 2 years, the one thing that has been good, one of the very influential positive book is that I personally love it also. It's called Atomic Habits. But one thing it talks about is like it tells people that, hey, goals are not that important. You just need systems. System is the process to get you there. Then end up is what ends up happening is a lot of people, okay, they say, okay, focus on system. So they keep doing the same thing every other day. Okay. But those things lead them to being stuck and plateau. So that's one thing that we really want to leapfrog. Okay, we want to bypass that. We want to level up from that. Okay, so now it's time to flip the script. So I'm going to share with you our 15x growth charting method. This is very, very meaningful to me. Let me later I will tell you why. Okay, so 3 problems that we will fix. This again, this do it for yourself, and then next time you can do it for your clients. So 3 problems, right? Overwork and overwhelm. Number 2, relying on willpower and motivation, leading to burnout. And number 3, right, tunnel vision, which I just now briefly mentioned, means you keep doing the same thing, thinking that it will make you better, but end up you make costly mistakes. Okay, if you're a leader, right, your company can lose vision, you lose motivation, your team loses unity. Okay, because the vision is so weak, right? The team members, they lose focus. Okay, so now, so in the past year, right, basically for me and my team, okay, we grew our business 15-fold. I entered the best year of my life. I got engaged with my fiance, but things weren't always so rosy. Let's tell you. So, but anyway, but if you have a what I call a 15x mindset, right, it can create excitement, which is a greater motivator than discipline. Okay, so think of one area in your life right now. So the simplest to really tangibly understand, but it's only one area. But the simplest to understand will be in terms of income and wealth. Okay, so think back, in 2023, for example, many of you guys are entrepreneurs. How much do you actually make? How much dollar value do you make? How much impact do you create? Right, so you take a moment, right? I believe many of you guys have filled in the form. So think of it. That's your baseline last year. Now, imagine the next year, okay, knowing that you will never fail, right? You can achieve 15x in terms of your business growth and 15x the impact. Okay, so not just more clients, but the quality of the coaching, the quality of the impact, the depth of the impact of your life that you can do for your clients, 15 times more. So they go from whatever you do, right? Whatever specific domain, they also think bigger, better, stronger. Okay, think of that. Okay, that experience that fire in your belly. That will give you energy, waking up, bam, to go through the day. Okay. So now, practically, then you ask me, okay, Daniel, okay, so good. Now I really want to help my guys, okay, my clients achieve 15x in their personal life. And I believe that, I myself, when I help my clients, I will achieve 15x growth. But how do I go about that? Okay, how do I go about that? Okay, so basically, right, there are three simple questions. I broke it down into three simple steps to how I did this. Okay, yeah, okay, I call it literally, right, like an acronym 15x, right, 5x. So three questions to ask yourself. So you understand this, if you're following so far, give me a point of three. Yeah, if point of three, so I know you are still with me. Okay, good stuff. Okay, yeah. Am I talking too fast? I just want to check. You guys can understand me so far. Okay. Yeah, person because I am concerned for time. Plus I'm excited. Yeah. Okay. So I'm concerned whether you guys can comprehend the words I'm saying. Okay. So now the first question you want to ask yourself basically is, if you only have 1 month left to live, right? So Jill, Selena, Julie, you only have 1 month left to live. How would you spend it? Okay, to not just to lie on the beach, whatever, but what kind of impact what do you want to do in your career, right? So that you can leave an impact for those around you. How did I come up with this? It's actually, okay, meet my father. So the picture on the left is how it looks like pretty much on a normal day. He's approaching the 80 years old. But last year, at the start of the year, he fell terribly sick. Okay, he never had skin issues. Okay, he was pretty fit and healthy. But towards the end of the year, so at the start of the year, he actually started developing eczema and all. I'm like, okay, strange, huh? Never before. But it got so bad, he actually got warded into the hospital because he was basically asleep, quote unquote, in a coma for 23 out of 24 hours in a day. He started sleeping a lot like crazy. And then I went like being really lethargic. When my family members and I talked to him, he wouldn't be really responsive. Yeah, but it was until he suffered very, very high fever that I was like, dang, we really need to get him to the emergency, get him to the A&E, right, in the hospital. Okay, and the reason why I kind of had to wait till then had two reasons. Number one, I was really busy. Okay, like real busy. But that's a story that we tell ourselves. That's an excuse. Okay, we shall go into another day. Secondly, practically, okay, I was basically kind of just making ends meet. So I didn't really have much cash flow. I was concerned, okay, hospital bills, right? It's gonna be expensive. So I like, okay, yeah, just give him some normal medicine, whatever. Okay. And that was that. Okay. And so that fateful day, right, on March, okay, March 11, I rushed him to the A&E. Okay, he was kind of like drifting in and out of consciousness. I was there in the A&E ward. We waited, a good 3 hours. And because it's not like they have to triage you, right? He's not like bleeding. So basically, yeah, we waited really long. I was like, if only I had done better in my work, if only I had more time freedom, if only I had more financial freedom, I could send him to a private hospital instead of having to go to a public hospital and all. Then I realized, wow, at the moment I cried in the ward because I thought, yeah, my dad could leave me anytime as well. Okay, and that's basically the biggest fear I've ever had in my life. Like my whole my whole life, right? So, but fortunately, okay, he recovered. Okay, long story short, uh, and I made it point. Damn, I gotta spend my time and energy wisely. Okay, so that I can provide quality time, provide good life for my dad. Okay, and henceforth I spend a lot of time with him. Okay, I worked. I stopped playing video game altogether. Okay, which is yeah, if you guys know, basically guys, okay, many of us like video games, but ever since I asked myself that question, now I have zero urge to play video games at all. Okay, it sounds simple, but now the second level is you will stop having fear as well. Okay, so one example I share with my guys is, you won't have fear to sell insurance to people anymore. No, that if you are going to die next month, this month you're gonna make it your best life. Okay, to make sure all the people around you they receive sufficient insurance coverage, protection, etc. So for me, I actually made a point. I made this masterclass. Okay, for my clients last year. Okay, so example, we use overwork 16 hours to hustle for the extra buck? Or will you work wisely so you can spend time with your family? Will you eat fast food? Okay, eat nonsense, eat that Big Mac, okay, and then after that have food coma? Or will you nourish your body with the best food so that you can make your days count? Okay, so you realize if you have this paradigm, you will realize that short-term pleasures, they don't lead to true and lasting happiness. Okay, it sounds super generic, very simple, but until you feel it in your heart, you experience this in your life, bam, you realize that all the things, right, that laziness, or they are basically they are really there to sabotage you, and you'll be so effortless to cut them out once you understand this point. Okay, eating another chocolate bar, okay, drinking another bottle of whiskey, okay, they don't make you much happier in the grand scheme of things. Okay, it's about taking care of yourself, being at the top of your game in your business, in your health, with your loved ones. Look at this. Yeah, so much energy you play with my son and all. Okay, so you guys, we have one life to live. Okay, so how would you spend the next few days if it was your last? How would you want to make an impact? Okay, to those around you. Okay, question 1.2. Think of what would the perfect life now, 5 years down the road, a 15x version of yourself, how would life be? Okay. And number 3, what would you do right now? Okay, today, so that you don't miss out on your dream future. All right. Okay, and lastly, what mistakes to avoid? Right, the plane doesn't need to just know where it's going; you need to know where to avoid. Okay, so that is number 1. Now we're gonna go to question number 2, which is the top 5 input. Okay, that you want to spend the most time with. Okay, question number 1 is, if you have 1 month left to live, how would you make it your best life for impact? Number 2 is what are the top 5 input. Okay, as simple as it sounds, right? We always say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Okay, I really like this. Okay, I believe a lot in this. But likewise, we're gonna bring this to a next level. We're gonna give a little update to this. Okay, why? Because now you see, guys, if you want to find 5 people who are highly successful, okay, so basically if you want to succeed, find 5 people who are highly successful, have them spend a lot of time with you so that you become, your personal level, right, goes up, right? So, you want to spend a lot of time with Sophie, all right? So, but the problem is, okay, it's not realistic. Can you like ask Sophie to spend 8 hours a day with you? Be a little hard, right? Okay, and it could be very expensive when you want to work with the very, very elite people, right? Yeah, basically people who are like 10 times better than you. It can be a little expensive. And many of them, they might ignore you. Am I right to say? Who do you admire? Maybe you call Richard Branson, maybe you call whoever, right? Ask them to eat lunch with you every Monday. They probably will reject you, right? Now the new way to elevate, okay, now in the 2024 is very simple. Okay, I'm going to share you 5 ways to level up your top 5. So it's not just, so of course you want to spend time with people, but number 1 is very basically, right, books, audio books and podcasts, okay, where the really elite people that you admire, people who they really have a lot of impact, okay, learn from them, listen to their books and podcasts. So instead of like listening to normal music on the car and all, right, listen to their stuff. Social media, okay, yeah, you can follow them so that you don't just follow nonsense channels, whatever. So let me share with you one example. Okay, so this is one of my mentor. Okay, his name is Gerald. Okay, so essentially he runs Singapore's leading chemistry tuition center. He has like 500 plus students and all. And okay, this is in Mandarin. But this is what he does, when we would drive to training, okay, we're in the car. Okay, what do normal people listen in the car? The music and podcast. That's music is like, okay, if you have positive music, then not too bad. Like maybe some of you are yeah, there are some motivational music. If you are Christian, you listen to Christian music. If you are Buddhist, listen to Buddhist music. Okay, whatever. Then next level, this unheard of. I've never seen anyone do this. Okay, he would uh make his entire social media, be it TikTok or Instagram, he will only follow inspirational teachers. So these are like 2 popular teachers. One is talking about business, one is talking about like health and wealth, being a better version of yourself. He will only follow these people on his Instagram and TikTok. And then he will just let it play. Okay? And yeah, so that's crazy. And but by the way, he's already when I met him, he's a millionaire. Now he's a multi millionaire, going to be like 8-9 figure net worth. So it's very, very crazy. Okay. And long story short, okay, I'm going to go quite fast. So basically, that's one way, okay, that I've never seen anyone do it, but the most successful people, they care so much about the input into their mind. Number 2, that's number 2. Number 1 and 2. Number 3 is community. So very good. Okay, you guys are in the right community with fellow hard-minded coaches. So give each other a high five. Yeah, let's do this. High five one. Say we are in the right community. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, okay, so this is some of my CEO communities. Okay, so basically they are not just there to start businesses, but they have impact businesses. They push each other to stay ahead of the curve. Okay, do things like TikTok live, etc. And essentially their impact is like exploding through the roof. So they went from like talking to a lot of one-to-one to like teaching in the lecture theaters packed, okay, with people. Okay, so community, hang around the right community. Number 4, expert coaches. So yeah, Sophie. Okay, number 5 is industry leaders. Okay, now industry leaders, basically people you really truly admire. So what you can do, right, is meet and ask them high quality. A few ways, right? Number 1 is you ask them high quality question. Okay, you don't just ask, hey, can you mentor me? Can you teach me this? No, you ask them really good question that stimulates their mind, then they will be more inclined to answer you. Number 2 is you work under them. So okay, can I work in your company for a while? Then you learn from the best of the best. Number 3 is you have them invest in your business. That's the highest level. They're skin in the game, plus they give you money. Instead of you paying for mentorship, they give you money. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so ask yourself what have been some of the input in your past year, but moving forward, right, what kind of inputs do you want to have? Okay, so what distressor can you put aside so you have better capacity to grow, right? So a lot of people, they doom scroll, right, on social media. Okay, now number 3. Now this will really be important, okay, in the 2024, okay, because AI is on the rise. How many of y'all, y'all see AI, right? They start taking away jobs. Okay, so now my question to you guys, okay, is what is your unique X factor? So we got one life to live, 1 month. 5, what's the top 5 input that you want to, really make yourself level up, transform? The last one is X. Okay, 15X, 15X. What's your X factor and unique contribution for you and those around you? Okay, so I believe that, all of you, okay, I believe that, Wildy, Annie, Casper, you guys are different, right? Basically you guys are different. Who you help, they're all different. Okay, why? Because we all have a unique set of experience, liking, strength. Maybe some of y'all think that y'all the first 3 the same, but I'm sure y'all have unique DNA because y'all don't look the same to me. Okay, yeah, some of you have long hair, some of you have short hair, some of you have no hair. Okay, now we'll share with you this very, very powerful book by Robert Greene. Okay, one of his book, Mastery. Okay, now you see the great masters, right? In history, they practice harder, move faster. Okay, it's because of the deep desire to learn. Okay, you guys are here learning, so you guys are different from others around you. You have deep desire to learn. Maybe you read books. Okay, you have a deep connection to your field of study. So for me, that's peak performance, is helping entrepreneurs and consultants, coaches, right, to be the best version so they have more impact. And at the heart of each of us, this intensity of effort, right, is a quality that is genetic and inborn. Okay, so you can say with me, genetic and inborn. Yeah, just like say it through your mouth, say it to the screen. I know you are muted, but yeah, verbalize it. Genetic and inborn. Okay, it's in your DNA, right? Okay. So this, right, is not a talent, not brilliance, but something that must be developed. Okay, it's not that. But this is something, right, that is basically a reflection of your uniqueness. Okay, your exact genetic makeup that has never happened before. Okay, so with this, right, you experience this so deeply as an inner calling. Maybe some of you really want to help other people. Then you experience it as an inner calling. When you wake up, wow, how can I help more people? Then you see people who are stuck. You're like, wow, I don't just want to help them. So for me, I don't just want to help them to be fit. I want to help them free up more time. I want to help them to become a better leader. Okay, it dominates you, your thoughts and dream. And then you will find a way, by hook, by crook, by accident or sheer effort, to a career path so that this inclination can flourish. Right? You guys are here to build your level up your career path. Right? This intense connection, it allows you to withstand the pain, the process. So I believe in the middle of the night, you guys have such a great idea. You guys write, journal your ideas. While other people are like watching Netflix. You guys are writing how you can help people. Right? Basically, okay, you overcome and inevitable setbacks, the endless bumps of the envious. Okay, this part is like flowery English already. Okay, but the key message is that it's something core within you. Okay, now the way that you create value and wealth for other people. Okay, wealth is not just money. It's basically, as I mentioned, right, it's your brain body balance business. Okay, it's unique and specialized. So touch yourself, your heart. Say, I am unique. Right, touch your heart. Say, I am unique. Okay, and yeah, truly believe that, because a lot of people, they don't believe. They think that, wow, I'm like quite the same lah. Okay, so now, okay, so now my question to you guys, okay, is you need to review your day. Okay, and this is literally what I've been doing with my clients. Okay, review your day and find out what energizes you, and then what are things that are draining or very challenging. They makes you nervous. You procrastinate them. Okay, this is how we operate in peak performance. We shave down our to-do list. A lot of people, they don't understand. They think that it's doing more things, so they operate in very low performance. So their to-do list is like endless. They feel very stressed. But you need to do this, going through the lens of understanding yourself. Then you know what energizes you, and then what doesn't. Then you do the first, and you cut the latter. Okay. Now, when when we do this, right, then work doesn't feel like work. It becomes play. And this is what the late Steve Jobs truly believe in, right? And it becomes not just doing something very well, but doing something uniquely well, something irreplicable. Okay, this is why I ask you guys to touch your heart and you need to understand and believe that you are unique. Okay, now when it comes to business, right, if you guys want to be successful coaches, right, there's just broadly zoom out a little bit. There are two ways to go through to do well in business. Number one, cost leadership. So you try to operate like Walmart, try to operate everything, make the cheapest. Second one is differentiation. Okay, this business 101. Do you guys want to be cost leadership? Be the cheapest person ever? No, right? Then you got no money to put bread on the table to support your family. But so you need to go to number two. You need to differentiate yourself, and that's by understanding yourself. Okay, that's why you create something that is uniquely irreplicable, and that is your moat. That is your moat. Okay, people cannot compete with you at all. Yeah, I call it the unique zone of peak performance. So yeah, write this down, okay, in your note, whatever, on paper. Unique zone of peak performance. Okay, the most important 5 words for you if you want to achieve success and freedom. Okay, so very quickly, one of my clients basically now if you work in corporate world, right, basically you'll be promote. But the problem is a lot of them, they will ask you to, when you promote, right, from executive, you become what? Manager. So then they'll ask you to manager do what? Okay, so executive, right, means you do the work very well. But manager means they ask you to stop doing work. They ask you to manage people. So this buddy of mine, basically, we taught him this, then he understand, oh yes, okay, that's not what I do. I don't want to manage people. I want to be very good at what I do. So essentially, this is what, okay, essentially he focused, okay, on doing his zone of peak performance and then cutting out the rest. So he's very, long story short, super productivity, work-life balance, solid high 5-figure each month without needing to worry about like sales, managing subordinates or office politics. Okay, so now it's not about, okay, so this zone of peak performance, right, is about quality success. Okay, so not just like make money at all odds. That was me start of the year of 2023. Okay, and 2022 and all the years before that, I was like, okay, then to work to put bread on the table. So I thought the longer I work, the better it is. No, guys. It's about making contribution and financial freedom in the most exciting, energizing, and transformative way possible by utilizing your unique X factor. Okay. So what I did is basically I got my team, okay, my staff, to do a personality test as well. So not just myself, okay, but those under us, right, around us, okay, and then I redesigned their job scope, okay, according to their strengths and weaknesses. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so different people got different. Yeah. Okay, somebody got some questions, something? Yeah. Okay, so essentially, okay, these are 5 big questions. So I asked you guys to fill this in. And also, okay, at this juncture, yes, I've come to the end of my slides. Okay, so what would be good, right, for you guys? Okay, so you guys have filled in the question there, I believe like earlier today or yesterday, whatever. I want you guys to fill in the questionnaire again, but after having what I shared with you guys. Then you guys now, I believe, has this been helpful? Has this been helpful? I can leave out a hand, let me know. Okay, so then you fill in this again with a higher level of paradigm, zooming out to literally 15x. So if you know where you want to go, and then you can become a 15 times better version of yourself, and literally in the next year make 15 times more money, 15 times more impact, right? And then so that you can have more time and financial freedom with your loved ones. And number 2, you totally radically change how you spend your time, the inputs. And number 3, you leverage, you need to identify, dig deep every day. Okay, you probably won't understand your X factor overnight, but you need to dig deep, understand, and yeah, keep honing it as well. It's not static. You need to keep developing it. Okay, equip yourself with the skills, the habits. Okay, so like imagine like myself, 5 years ago, I was probably like nervous. I probably will be like 10 times less articulate. then I cannot talk, I cannot share properly. So it's something to be honed as well. Okay, so yeah, so Sophie, please let them to fill in the question again as an upgraded version of themselves. Yeah, now I hand the time back to Sophie, and if you guys have any questions, you guys can tell me what you like or don't understand. And oh yes.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Wow, I hope I didn't like hurry you too much. through
Oh, how long did I take? I think
This
okay,
is
45.
perfect timing, but I feel like
Perfect. That's good.
yes. So you shared the last slide. Could you show that last slide again? I thought that was some very valuable questions there. Uh,
Yeah.
5 questions that you showed. Yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting for us to reflect on. What was, I'm not sure if these questions are also in your questionnaire. Or mine.
Some of most of them are, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, number 4, I didn't talk about it just now, which is what's something that you wouldn't mind doing for free. So for me, like literally this, like share with you guys on peak performance, and all. Example, this is an example. It just came to my mind.
Cool. Yeah. So for those of you who wanna, yeah, kind of screenshot or write down some of the questions, I think these are really great to reflect on, and I'm definitely going to do that for myself as well. Especially the last one, irreplicable value. On that note, I'm also curious, Daniel, how did you discover your own X factor? Like, what led you to, arriving at the discovery of your X factor?
Uh wow, this part, so it's there is not a specific moment. So I think which is why I said, right, and actually all the researchers, they found that is okay, I'll just leave here, is inborn. That's the first part. That means since young I realized this core message, right, since my youth, I realized, being the best, being the strongest version of yourself, this is something I resonate with a lot. And that's why I went for a level up from being, yeah, it helped me to level up myself in many, many areas of my life. In my earlier years, right, from being delinquent to being the top of my school, from being sick to being fit. Okay. Yeah. And then so along the way, so I realized, and honestly, the this question, like when, it's not something I actually gave. I didn't ask this specific question to myself. So now that you're asking me, I'm genuinely reflecting back. So first, I would say since my earlier days, is there something core within me, right? So it's a bit like it's something uh like magnetic, right? So because who you are, right, inside, then when you bring the something, like, what do you call it? Like if you are a South Pole, then you bring a North Pole near you, then you will go to it already. And so it's something that you're naturally, you don't know it yet, but once you see it, then you realize, oh wow, I keep being drawn to it. I keep being drawn to it. Like that's just something that magnetizes me. So you guys can try to identify how you see that in your day-to-day life, or your personal experience, basically throughout your life. What is something that magnetizes you? And
Mm.
also literally, right, that will bring you 2.2, it will energize you. You will just move without having to push yourself. You'll be magnetized towards achieving and creating, basically doing what you feel led to do. And then yeah, so then literally, right, why I like this, I think I also briefly shared with you, one of my client, and who's also a mentor of mine, his name is Melvin So. His program is also called X Factor. Then he was like, yeah, hey, Dan, you are not a fitness coach. You work with all your clients, right? They literally become successful coaches and CEOs. You create peak performers. Yeah, so sometimes it also takes a mentor, or someone basically just experience from the outside view to help you see and analyze and tell you, which is why I said the inputs you have around you is very important. Right? You'll be drawn towards it. People will help you point out your what to do, what not to do. They help you shortcut your journey. So that was some another part also that has been really helpful. So people helping you to analyze who you are and what you can, actually telling you also what you can achieve.
Hmm. Very cool. Thank you so much, Daniel. All right. Are there any questions that anyone has for Daniel? Jill?
Yes, Daniel, I was wondering, how did you go from hardly being able to help your dad to 15x? I mean, how long did that take for you? I'm just curious.
In terms of my uh financial and time freedom, is that what you're saying?
How you went from not being able to hardly help your dad at all to where you are now, where you said
Yeah.
you're doing
So
great.
it's the past year. So basically actually 15x draws from the inspiration. Like the past year, right, our business grew by 15x.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went from barely making ends meet to basically doing pretty well lah. um
Wow. In
yeah,
just
so
1 year?
yeah, 1 year. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
that is the which is why I believe that these questions, they are really powerful. Yeah. And but anyway, so one just to allude, right? One what one concept that helped me to develop this, okay, is a book that I read also. It's called 10x is easier than 2x. Okay, which is why and it's by Ben Hardy and Dan Sullivan. Okay, which is why he says basically, which is why I gave this theory that actually they came up with this, that gigantic goals, right, they are easier than small goals and then very long slogging. Okay, yeah, there's quite a few details, but you can check out that book. 10x is easier than 2x. And basically, I don't want to copy them. Second, but I'm inspired by them. But secondly, 15x is basically what we achieved. Yeah, and basically the concepts are what I use for myself. So this is my take and how I help my guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, great.
Thanks, Daniel. And I want to say that I really witnessed how you went through this whole journey. It's very, very inspiring. Where
Ah,
yeah, I've been watching and like reading all your posts, following along how you have really pivoted. It's really awesome, and that's why I'm inviting you here today to share your experience. So
it's
thank
an
you.
honor, Sophie. The best is yet to come. Yeah. Is yet to come. Yeah, so we're gonna do more great things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Daniel?
Mm.
Anyone else? All good. Julie?
What would be your top recommendation for someone right now that we've got the coaching certificate, some have businesses already, some are starting businesses, or in the middle. What would you recommend to focus on first? Because there's so many things to focus on.
Okay. So there are a lot of things to focus on. So but maybe first we clarify what will be your ideal dream outcome. What do you want to achieve in your next, let's say the next 90 days for your business, right? What would you want to achieve?
To replace half my income. I'm a teacher now, so replace half my income, and within the next year replace my entire income.
Okay. So with respect to income wise, right? Yeah, so that's good. So as a new young coaches, right? What you want to do will be actually, okay. Uh, so actually you want to put this all together. So the part what I asked you just now, right, is basically the question number one. Where do you want to go? Right. Okay. Then the second part, right, is basically this. Okay. So you want to elevate yourself, okay, to really transform yourself in the fastest time possible. Okay. And so what you can do, right? So I think 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 and 2 is simple. 3, you are here. 4, you have Sophie. So what you want to do next is focus on number 5. Okay. So you want to press into industry leaders. And this doesn't need to be your own industry, by the way. Basically for me, right, try to work with CEOs as much as possible, because for me, my idea is this. Once I help them, first they have money to pay us. That's the practical side. But the second side is they have impact. Because, for example, you help someone who is maybe on a lower level, right? It's good, okay, but it's sad to say a little bit limited. But if you work with the people who already have impact, so bam, you basically like you think of McDonald's or whatever lah. Okay, long story short, you help the leaders, then they can help the people under them. Okay, and so what I would do, right? So then I'll combine with the third question, which is X. So you find out for yourself, Julie, what kind of problems you have encountered in the past, right? Your personal challenges, and then you basically in your craft, right? Your unique X factor, you want to help people like yourself previously. So I don't know what kind of struggles. Maybe so if it's mindset coaching, it could be something like procrastination. I don't know. Could be like divorce. Yeah, it could be very broad range lah, huh? But you solve a very kind of a specific niche problem. Okay, and then be kind of well known for that. So what you want to do, right, is actually work with industry leaders for a very entry level rate. So that would be the best. Yeah. So yeah. So like yeah. So for me, basically, I gave training, okay, to yeah, to trainer CEOs in my earlier years at a semi low price, okay, very competitive price. But for that, right, after that, right, they get good results, then they will share word of mouth, and that's when you will quote unquote go viral in your community. And that's what happened to me. Yeah, so I work with the many of the top leaders. Then they just talk, hey, Daniel help me do this, Daniel help me do that, Daniel help me do this, Daniel help me achieve this. As a result, I achieved this in my business, I achieved this in my business, bam, bam, bam. So that is what I would recommend. So
Okay.
yeah, hope it helps. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, so to top up, basically to summarize, solve either a big problem or is something valuable to someone based on what you solved for yourself last time. Yeah.
This is great advice, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think when you talked about your this slide that we're having now on the screen, I think I really agree with you about what you say as coaches. What can we focus on to get started and truly have a bigger growth? And I noticed that when I was a new coach, that was really, yeah, actually what I did as well. These were some of the things that I focused on now when I think about in hindsight. I focused a lot on mastery and building my skill as a coach, but also I realized that I tried to work with a community. Like I tried to form teams of people to work with. I engaged a coach to help me, like a mentor. And in terms of industry leaders, actually, I had the opportunity to be part of the Map Coaching Institute and to help out there. And I think that actually helped me to hone my skills and to learn more about how the business is done. So I do encourage us as coaches to look at this slide and see how can we apply this moving forward. So thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, great. Good stuff.
Are there any other last questions before we wrap up? Not sure if I'm seeing everyone. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for today, Daniel. Really great sharing. I think a lot of us have a lot of takeaways. I wrote a lot of notes, even though I'm hearing this for the second or third time around.
You learn more second time.
Definitely.
Yeah, you learn deeper. Yeah. Yeah, we have a Chinese idiom, right? 温故知新, which I think none of you understand, but in essence, when you review, you learn better. That's why books actually they are best read at least twice. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna drop my Facebook my profile there. I'm happy to be connected with you guys. Yeah, and watch you guys grow, be successful. If you guys need anything, happy to be a resource to you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Daniel. Yes, I really encourage you to follow Daniel or connect with him, be friend with him on Facebook, and keep in touch. Okay, all right. Thank you once again, Daniel.
Great. Have a nice day, good night, some of you guys. Okay, most of you guys. Okay, and yeah, see you guys around. Bye.
See you on social media.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.